The BMT Africa Garden and Zoo is situated in the Wuse area of Abuja, Nigeria's capital territory. It is a vast piece of land that harbors a zoo, a clinic, a garden, a library and a bar amongst other spots. The manager of BMT Garden and Zoo, Khalifa Tukur, explains the meaning of the garden's name as well as what inspired having a garden inside the residence. He also shares more insight on the garden, the zoo and its animals.
In 2018, my grandfather brought lion cubs and they were small, and Steve held them and I touched them. I named them Simba and Nala. When he saw me in the garden, he has an idea he wants me to be a manager of the zoo. While my grandfather traveled, he wants me to check on the animals and everything. They're okay. There's horses, there's gazelles, there's porcupine, there's wild pig, wild boar, and monkeys and other animals.
The zoo was our first port of call in the guided tour of this wonderful tourist facility.
We're in the main environment of the BMT African Gardens, and our first stop is by the zoo. So join us as we take a tour around the environment and see what awaits us inside.
We first took a look at the baboons and monkeys. Baboons, they say, are the world's largest monkeys, and males of different species average between 33 and 82 pounds. Tukur introduces us to his animal friends.
Alright, so our first stop right inside the zoo is by the cage, as you can see. So Mr. Khalifa wants to introduce us to his animal friends.
Okay, we have baboons and the sign, because including monkeys. There are different kind of monkeys and they love to eat bananas and fruits, and they make noise when they fighting with their food. Oh, they love to eat this leaf. Observe. You.
Let's give it down.
I'll show you. I'll give you the baboons to this. Ups. They raise their hand to give them. Observe. Okay, they love to eat banana, but there's only one because they want to fight. I won't give them until one of them doesn't. And I don't think it's a good idea to give them. I'll give it to that monk. I'm going to give them to this monkey. Observe, but it is too big for it. It's too big for it, and the cage. I'll do it, and I'm going to give this to. See?
Oh, that's nice.
We stopped by to say hello to the tortoise.
They love to eat vegetables, and they have shells. They're hard shells, and they pull their head inside and pop their head outside.
The ostrich is another animal that brings natural glory to the zoo. According to zoologists, ostriches are the largest birds in existence. Like most other birds, they hatch their eggs by sitting on them to keep warm. These birds are known to be very fast runners. Ostriches feed on plants and insects, amongst many other things.
Oh wow, that's nice. I was about asking what they feed on.
Oh, they feed on insects and different kind of fruit, and they drink water with their beaks open.
The desert camels are also attractive creatures to behold. Their legendary pattern of sometimes bending the knees to rest is always a unique sight. And like the monkeys and ostriches, they also love to eat plants.
See, there are two camels and a lot of rams, and they have one hump. They have one hump, and there are different kind of camels. There are two. The camel has one hump, and the other camel has two humps. And they love to spit. People ride on it, and they came down with their legs.
In an interview with Steve, a zoologist and attendant at the BMT African Garden and Zoo, who seems to be very adept at what he does and was very free with the lions, told us how he got to know them and also explained how he acquired the necessary skills to handle his day-to-day activities at the BMT African Garden and Zoo.
Aiki na shine na zo da safe sai mu duba lafiyansu. Na duba lafiyansu sai in share environment nasu. Duka sai in shirya musu abincin da kowanne daba da abincin shi sai in ba su. Bayan ba su sai in jira kwastomomin da za su zo su kalli dabobi sai mu doke su mu nuna musu dabobin daya mu gaggaya musu abubuwan da dabobin suke yi. Don na so su tun na karmi na tashi ina kiwon kare da muskule, so abin ya shiga jikina, so na yadda yi aiki da su. Su lokacin da aka kawo su suna yara, suna wata daya, so aka kawo shi na zo na tare da su ina ba su madara, daga madara har na dawo na fara ba su nama. Ina zama tare da su kowane lokaci, bana barin su ya kai awa daya bana tare da su ba. To daga wurin ne suka saba da ni ma na saba da su. Ina karance hankalinsu, su ma suna karance hankalina. Daga wurin ne muka sabu da su. Na yi training a Fallujah Wildlife Park. Daga wurin ne shine na je Egypt. Na zo BMT, sai BMT suka kai ni Egypt. Na je na yi training na wurin a Gizzard Zoo akan dabbobi, especially ma akan zaki. Amma duka dabbobi suna da su a wurin. Na yi training duba lafiyansu, duba kula da su a wurin.
Most of the meals served by the wild animals, from the lions to the hyenas to the jackal and the crocodile, were mostly raw meat. A lion is often regarded as the king of the jungle, so we might as well say that the 2-year-old male and female lion cubs, called Simba and Nala, are royalty themselves. They are in a special cage different from other animals, with a full raw meat reminding persons beholding them that although they are young, they are descendants of ferocious flesh eaters and awesome predators.
I named them Simba and Nala.
Alright, this is the male or female?
Simba is a male and Nala is a female. They're just cubs.
Alright, this is the male?
Yeah, that's Simba. They 2 years ago, my grandfather brought them when they were cubs.
Okay.
And they grew in 2 years. They grown up. Here come Nala, the small one, and very soon Simba will have mane.
The lion's inability to roar is because they are still cubs. This also explains why the male lion, Simba, is without a mane, which ordinarily would make him distinct from his female counterpart.
Can we shake him?
No, he's dangerous. Lions are dangerous.
I was just kidding.
Because he's busy licking, and they're supposed to roar, but not yet until they're adult.
Okay.
And very soon Simba will have mane.
Oh, that's the hair that comes around the head.
Yeah, and now it's a lioness.
Oh, she doesn't have...
Those are mane.
The hyenas have names, and just like the lions, they are labeled after the hyenas in the popular Lion King animation, with the male one called Ed and the female Shanse. Hyenas are part of the dog family, just like wolves and a few other animals. Tukur told us more about them.
These are the hyenas. They're male and female.
Oh, so which is the male?
This one, her name, this is Shansi. Shansi, the hyena, and that's Ed.
Ed.
And I named him in the Lion King. Well, there's different kind of Ed in animation and real life. Ed was laughing like this. And in real life, Ed spoke. I can't believe he spoke in the real life. And
Wow.
and
Wow.
well, they work with Scar. They work with Scar as henchmen. Shansi, stay. Chauncey, stay.
This is the golden jackal. In addition to the golden jackal were two new ones that were recently brought into the zoo.
Okay, these are the geese and these are the ducks. The geese were making noise and the ducks were busy swimming and weeks ago there was a flood on the pond were flooded and then they moved to that side and it's a shame that the pond is food and there's no water, so they rebuilding. And are we recording this?
According to research, crocodiles have the strongest bite among mammals, 3 times as strong as any other animal's bite. The crocodiles in the zoo also have names. The big one here is Muku, while the small one is Louis.
I named the crocodiles. The big one is called Muku and the small one is Louis.
Louis.
Yeah, over there.
Okay.
And
Louis Muku.
yeah, I named Muku in the lion guard. See the pond? They're a good swimmer. And they like to lie on the sun.
When asked why the crocodiles were so still, the manager said they love to pretend so they can catch their prey unawares. There are horses and donkeys at the zoo. The male horses, stallions, stand or lie in true majesty.
We have horses, porcupine and emus. And over there is mommy donkey, mommy horse, and that's baby horse. See the black one is the girl. I call her Black Beauty.
The first horse in the zoo is a female called Chestnut.
This is Chestnut. She's the first horse. And that's Chestnut's sister over there that you saw it.
Black Beauty?
Yeah.
Oh.
And she was very jealous of her sister because she's disturbing her. Who wants to touch the Chestnut?
Oh, I love to touch.
Actually, Hadiz will touch it. Come on, Hadiz. Come on, Hadiza. She won't bite you. Just don't. See?
Oh, it's friendly.
Yeah.
The porcupines are amongst the energetic and frolicking animals that could be seen at the BMT Zoo. They have poisonous spikes on their backs which protect them from attack.
They're protected by their predators. They're very sharp, and their claws are poisonous.
And lastly, amongst the animals are emus, almost as big as the ostrich. In another interview with one of the managers of the BMT African Garden and Zoo, Fatima Godwin, she explained to AD4TV Radio how she acquired the skills she possesses to handle her day-to-day activities and how long she has been a manager at the garden.
Coming around in the morning, I make sure the garden, the zoo itself is clean. The animal cages are well swept and the animals are fed. Feeding the monkey and the baboon. I love doing that very much. Like, I love feeding the baboons.
The BMT African Garden and Zoo has a unique feature, one that's hardly found in any garden, the BMT Diagnostic Center and Clinic. And more interestingly, the BMT Gardens and Zoo harbors a library filled with books that offer a great pool of knowledge in different fields and endeavor.
Without a doubt, it's been a remarkable and an amazing experience touring the BMT African Gardens and Zoo. From the beautiful scenery and wildlife it offers to its frolicking animals, the library, the garden itself, and of course its unique feature, the clinic. With all this in place, we can confidently say that the BMT African Gardens and Zoo is really a place for you to visit.